10 clever ways to get a job when you have no experience. The only thing more nerve-wracking than a job interview is walking into the waiting room and realizing, all of a sudden, that you are one fish in an ocean of candidates. You know you could be a wonderful hire, but how are you going to outshine the rest of them when it is your turn to face the interviewer? This is already difficult when you have the necessary experience for the position. Imagine now you possess no experience in the desired position. Zero. Nada. Zilch. No panic here though. In today's program, we're showing you 10 clever ways to get a job when you have no experience. Time to hire is at its lengthiest, with the entire hiring process taking roughly 25 days, according to the United States Department of Labor. This wait-and-see interval can leave many applicants less than optimistic when looking for a new career. If you're looking to make a move soon but have zero experience in the field you want to move into, watch our compilation now and learn how you, yes, you, can speed up an otherwise long-lasting process. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of Sweetie Kiwi. I'm very happy to have you today. I hope you are doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous. And if you are doing marvelous, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or let's roll. I want to quickly give a shout out to millions of viewers and listeners in the United States and Canada. Particularly, we have Jensen Lloyd in Vernon, Texas, Charlotte Davidson in Dallas City, Texas, and James Murray in Tijuana, Texas. Really appreciate it. Number one clever way to get a job when you have no experience. You want to emphasize your soft skills. Very important. What are soft skills? Soft skills can be defined as character traits, right, or interpersonal aptitudes that affect your ability to work and interact with others. Let me repeat that, very important. Soft skills are character traits or interpersonal attitudes that affect your ability to work and interact with others. Now, what are we talking about here? We're talking about natural abilities that generally can be taught in a classroom or managed quantitatively. You can't quantify that, right? So the difference between hard skills and soft skills is that soft skills relate more to emotional intelligence and are natural abilities that help you or help us as a society interact well with others, right? Soft skills are useful across all industries and job types, right? It doesn't matter if you're an accountant or if you work in the construction industry, you need soft skills. Now, if you contrast that with hard skills are usually job-specific skills that you can learn through education or training, right? So if you have, for instance, a more technical or computer-centric, hard skills are sometimes referred to as technical skills, right? So the words hard skills, the terms hard skills and technical skills are interchangeable. Now, let me just kind of quickly recap here. So the thing here is that here are some soft skills you want to think about and you would want to emphasize if you are pursuing a job where you have no experience, right? Communication, teamwork, adaptability, problem solving, creativity, interpersonal skills, right? Communication, the ability to relate to other people, to colleagues, time management, leadership, attention to detail. So those are very important. If you go to an interview where you think that you don't have the experience, the prerequisite experience, please emphasize the soft skills that I just listed. Let me just quickly do them again. I'll say them again. They are very important. So communication, teamwork, adaptability, problem solving, creativity, interpersonal skills, time management, leadership, and attention to detail. Now, number two, quickly here. Number two, you want to sell your work ethic, right? So what is work ethic? Work ethic is really a soft skill that proves your belief in the importance of work and its ability to strengthen your career, right? And when it comes to work ethic, what you really are trying to put forward is the fact that you are honest, right? Things like integrity, responsibility, discipline, initiative, commitment, self-motivation, professionalism, teamwork, time management. Those are very important, and companies pay attention to that, and your interviewer will pay a lot of attention to that if you can actually, make a strong case around that. So sell your work ethic. Number 2, all right? I will be right back right after this. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of Sweetie Q, where we are doing fantastic here. I hope you are doing fantastic. If you love this quality, the content of the quality of the content so far, please consider liking this material, the show. Share it around. You want to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any future show. We are we drop this kind of show once a day or twice a day, depending upon our availability. But yeah, this is very important to try to grow the Sweetie Kiwi community. Now, number 3. Before I go into number 3, again, I want to acknowledge some of our viewers and listeners in North America, particularly Nicholas Porter in GROTON, Vermont, Eve Wilson in Barrie, Vermont, and Aaron John in Shelburne in the beautiful state of Vermont. Really appreciate it. The third way to get a job when you have no experience is to make a strong link. So, whenever you decide to apply for a given position, right, you got to have a reason to believe that you qualify for that and that you can do the job well. So you want to spend some time analyzing that connection, right? You want to put forward the formal or informal experience you have or personal traits that make you a great fit for the job, right? So you want to think about things deeply. So be analytical and creative in the process. All right. So you want to put problem solving forward. This is very important. I mentioned that before, but problem solving is key, and problem solving is a soft skill that is adaptable to an array of industries and jobs, right? Types of problem solving skills include things like analysis, lateral thinking, logical reasoning, initiative, persistence, observation, persuasion, negotiation, brainstorming, and decision making. Those are very important. If you can convince your interviewer that you are great, you can make a strong link with your problem solving skills. You can link that to the job, to the particular job you are interviewing for. You increase your odds of being recruited. All right. So this is basically very important. Let's move on to number 4. Number 4, you want to show your interviewer that you are a quick learner. This is important, folks, because every job, every situation, every professional situation, people admire those who are quick learners, right? It doesn't matter the industry or the job, you still got to learn. Even if you have experience, you still have to learn. So you want to show your interviewer that you are a quick learner. Now, you want to give examples of things you've done in the past, right? For instance, if people come to you for help with a particular kind of problem, or the particular circumstances where you were able to demonstrate leadership. What do you excel at, right? What projects did you lead, right? Are you particularly good or reputable at your hobby, right? Have you written about something? Do you have a blog? Do you have a vlog about something, right? Have you won a contest? Did you are you very active when it comes to philanthropy? Those are stuff. And others, the list here is not exhaustive, but my point here is that you want to convince your interviewer that you are a quick learner, and that ability to learn things rapidly has been demonstrated in past circumstances. And again, trying to be as detailed and specific as possible, right? One thing that is very important is that always be honest, right? Integrity will bring you very far. Don't be afraid of saying you don't know, right? Try to simplify things. Take action. Be selective in the kind of projects you involve yourself into. So all of those things and many more can really help you land that job, even though you have no experience. Now, one thing you have to also remember is that during the interview, ask questions. ask intelligent questions. Intelligent questions tells your interviewer that you've done your research, that you don't have all the answers, of course, but you've done your research. You've spent time upon the particular topic or the particular job you're interviewing for. So that shows interest, right? So be active. We actually released very recently an entire show on the questions you need to ask when you go to an interview. So you might want to check that if you get a chance. But this has been a very a comprehensive show around the questions, around the mindset, around the analytical preparations you have to engage in before going to an interview. So this could really help you. All right. So I want to quickly recap here. So we're talking about 10 clever ways to get a job when you have no experience. So I've given you 4 so far, right? Number 1, emphasize soft skills. Number 2, sell your work ethic. Number 3, you want to make a strong link between your problem-solving ability and the job you're interviewing for. Number 4, show you are a quick learner. All right? I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of Sweetie Kiwi. We're still continuing our conversation around the 10 clever and 10 brilliant ways to get a job when you have no experience. Before I get into the nitty-gritty and to give you the number 5, we want to acknowledge our viewers and listeners throughout the world, particularly in the United States. We want to acknowledge Vaughn Weiss in Watauga Beach, Washington State, Zoe Dole in Hopper, Washington State, and Cameron Howell in Thelma, Washington State. I love Thelma. I was there not long ago. Beautiful city. So Cameron, Zoe, and Vaughn in Washington State, really appreciate it. Now, I want to, number 5, prove your value during the interview. Right? So for instance, don't give a general, or I would say the standard answer, I'm a hard worker. No, prove it. Give examples, right? You know, the whole aphorism of don't say it, show me, right? So let's say a job says that, you are articulate, or you are detail oriented, right? Instead of saying I pay attention to detail, prove to your interviewer that you do indeed pay attention to detail, right? So most jobs have 3 main requirements, right? You have the skills to do the job, you want to do the job, and they want to work with you. In other words, you have strong interpersonal skills. Those are the 3 requirements. Again, the skills to do the job, you have the willingness, you are passionate about the job, and you possess the strong interpersonal skills needed for this job. So if you're able to prove your value around those 3 pillars during the interview, you are increasing your chances of getting the job, right? Now, again, one thing that is very important here is that never make others look bad, right? If you ask questions about your past experience, never talk bad about it, never speak ill about your former managers, your former colleagues. It never looks good, right? Talk about yourself. This is your chance to sell yourself in a positive way, not make others look bad. It's never a good idea. The importance of walking the walk and not the talk is also critical, as specifically in jobs that are not too technical, right? So if you're working in a position, for instance, in marketing or communication or teaching, those jobs are not very technical. So the size and importance of the skills, especially soft skills, is even higher, which means you can still get the job even if you don't have the experience. The idea here is to be able to convince your interviewer, your recruiter. All right. So this is really what you want to think about the next time you go to that job interview. Now, another thing I want to mention quickly here, which is number 6, you want to sell your philanthropic and volunteering experience. This is very important. Volunteering is a great way to demonstrate numerous skills and do something for others with your free time, right? Now, it's not about being a student, or everybody has some kind of charitable passion privately, right? So volunteering is great for karma, for that matter, right? But it's also good to sort of build up your resume, build up an area of skills that will later prove to be very beneficial to you. So try to talk about your philanthropic, your charitable experience in a proper way. What you want to do is you want to fit every skill that you acquired while volunteering to the role you're applying for, right? So if for instance, if the job asks for interpersonal skills or communications or public speaking, if you don't have that kind of experience professionally, but have it charitably, use that, right? You talk about the presentations you have made before your co-volunteers. Talk about things you've done in that field, right? You want to emphasize your experience. Demonstrate any training you've had to undertake. Highlight the skills any project you have participated in has helped you develop, right? This is very important. If you're able to make a strong case to your interviewer, you will get the job. All right? I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of Sweetie Kiwi. We're still continuing our conversation around the 10 clever ways to get a job when you have no experience. If you just joined our conversation today, please consider subscribing to our channel. We really appreciate it. Turn on the notification bell so you are made aware of new shows. We release shows every single day. Like this content, share with people who might need this. You know, you have a lot of students or folks who want to shift jobs, who want to go into another career field and who have no experience. This kind of material can be very helpful for those who really need it. And comment below, let us know what you think about this show. It's always important for us to get the feedback from the community, and we really appreciate it. Number 7, before we go into number 7, let me quickly give a shout out to our folks. We have a lot of viewers in Wisconsin, the beautiful state of Wisconsin. Messiah Wiggins in Colfax, Wisconsin. Madeline Cortez in Wyoming, Wisconsin. And Quentin Holden in Friesland, Wisconsin. Quentin, Madeline, and Messiah, really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Number 7, network professionally. Networking is very important, folks. You know, it is a quintessential component of job hunting, right? In some cases, networking can even be the key to landing your dream job. Now, a lot of folks think about networking as something you do in between jobs. In other words, when you are looking for work or when you're looking for work. But networking should be a lifelong professional experience for several reasons. It allows you to constantly gauge what the market is looking for. It allows you to build and cultivate lifelong relationships that you can parlay into other areas of life, not just in the job market, right? And there are a lot of ways you can do this. How do you network? Very easy. You can attend professional events. I'm talking workshops, conferences, symposiums, so on and so forth, right? You can volunteer in your community. I've spoken about that earlier. You can volunteer in your community. There are so many volunteering opportunities around that you don't have to go far to find something to do, to find a way to help others in your community, right? Another thing you can do is you want to maintain a strong social online profile. Specifically, when it comes to work, you want to have a polished professional reputation, or professional profile rather, on LinkedIn, right? And I think not just LinkedIn really, I'm talking all the social medias, but LinkedIn is, as we all know, the go-to network, social media for professionals, right? Another thing you can do is you can join professional Facebook groups and try to be active, engage with others, right? The idea here is not just to sign up and just be in the background. No, you want to be there. You want to contribute insights, opinions. You want to be very active, and that will help you. That will help you build gradually a strong professional network. Another thing you can do here is that to network professionally is to attend, I would say, casual meetups with people in your field, or you can connect with alumni, right? You want to your alma mater, right? Your university or college, you want to connect with alumni. Those will help you. One thing you can also do is to reach out to industry professionals. You can even ask someone for tea or coffee. You can share your goals with friends and family. Another thing that I've seen very productive, very excellent here is to join clubs, right? Even if those clubs are not career-based, you can always find someone with whom you share a passion, with whom you share something. So join clubs, the sports clubs, social clubs, you name it. All right. Another thing you can do is to get in touch with your current or former professors. You can also ask hiring managers for informational interviews. Informational interviews are very important. Sometimes on LinkedIn, you might receive a solicitation from a recruiter. Always accept any solicitation you get from recruiters. Why? You never know. You never know. The idea is to build the relationships when you don't need them, so that when you need them, they are already there. Okay. And the last thing you can do here is that you can also, go to other events. You can go to other events and always be on the lookout for a new opportunity. Right? I'm talking about a sports event, or I'm talking about any event where you are able to meet someone. It could be a family reunion, it could be a wedding, it could be anything, right? Always be on the lookout to meet people. You gotta be there you have to be there to be able to meet folks and use those connections to land the job you are looking for. And if you do it right, you don't need to have the experience before being hired. Number 8, quickly here. Number 8, you want to meet industry luminaries. This is very important. One of the ways to grow your profile when you have no experience is to meet people who are already popular in the industry, right? And there are a lot of ways to do that. You can, first thing I would always say is you want to purchase the top 5 most popular books on the topic or in the industry, right? If you want to quickly grow your experience, or you want to quickly expand your knowledge about a particular industry, there is nothing better than read. Just read. Cultivate yourself, right? Inform yourself, educate yourself. So you want to buy the top 5 books. You want to follow the top industry experts in the field. You want to follow them on social media, so when they have events, if you are able to attend, at least try to attend 1 or 2. That's very important. Take an industry course, right? If you're new to a field and you're looking to rapidly immerse yourself, invest in education seminars or courses. And in some cases, you can even do those things cheaply, because local community colleges may offer an affordable option to learn about a specific topic affordably. I mean, yeah, again, this will never break your bank here. One thing you want to do here also is that you can join an industry networking association. You can attend industry trade shows or conferences. You can participate on a relevant industry advisory group. One thing that I've also seen that works is to listen to podcasts, right? Listen to podcasts, specifically those that are given by industry luminaries, right? And you want to stay up to date with on the industry news. So you can do so by subscribing to newsletters and that kind of stuff. All right. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of Sweetie Kiwi. We're still having our conversation here about the 10 clever ways to get a job when you have no experience. I've given you eight skills or 8 ways so far. Now let's go to number 9. Before I give the number 9, I want to give a shout out to Maurice Stein. He is in Lancaster, in the UK. Charlie Reynolds, the same city of Lancaster, UK, and Evangeline Carver in Lancaster, UK. So Maurice, Charlie, and Evangeline, all the way in Lancaster in the United Kingdom. I really appreciate it. Number 9, show you are a great communicator. Now, communication skills can be oral or written, right? And they allow you to express yourself effectively in the workplace. Now, communication skills are helpful in almost any position. Now, they are critical in others, right? They are critical in positions as diverse as human resources, management, and sales, for instance, right? So communication skills can be explained in several ways, including clarity, confidence, respect, empathy, listening. Yep, communication skills. One of the greatest communication skills is listening. The art of listening. Verbal communication, non-verbal communication, written communication, constructive feedback, and friendliness. So this is key. So you want to be able to show your interviewer that you are great at communicating, and you can balance talking and listening both individually and within your team, right? You leave your judgment and biases at home. You're trying to communicate face to face as much as possible. And again, all this stuff, you have to say it during the interview, and you have to also show it. All right. You practice empathy, which is very important. You think about others, right? You put yourself in others' shoes. This is really important. And I would say that if you're able to prove demonstratively that you have great communication skills, you will really increase your chances of being hired. All right. And one thing that I want to mention here is that effective communication has become some kind of buzz phrase, right? But it is important to understand that in any workplace, for any workplace to be healthy and productive, communication is really the pillars, especially if you're trying to sustain high performance in the long run. So no matter what kind of position you are interviewing for, try to always put forward the communication skill that you have. Number 10, and the last skill you need to have here, the last way to sell yourself here, is you want to propose a probationary period of, let's say a probationary period or a 3 to 6 months internship plan. What I'm trying to say here is that if you have no experience, but you're trying to get a job, one clever way is to ask the interviewer if you can be hired on a probationary period. In other words, you're hired for 3-6 months, and if things don't work out, you say goodbye, they say goodbye to you. Or if, because the job is for you to have a foot in the door, right? You want to get into the company. So either you tell them that you'll be happy with the probationary period, or that you are even willing to take a 3 or 6 months internship program. Now, internship could be paid or unpaid. It's up to you to see your personal financial situation if you can afford that. But the goal here is to have a foot in the door. Once they have you, once you are able to demonstrate how great you are, once you're able to be in the company's records, in the HR system, it becomes a little bit difficult for them to say, okay, we don't want you anymore, unless you really do something, you've actually made a mistake, a huge mistake. But my point here is in number 10, you allow the company to say you're flexible. All right. So on a probationary plan, you are paid. On an internship plan, you are not. So as I said earlier, if you choose an unpaid internship route, make sure you have enough savings, right? So this is the kind of stuff you have to think about and what makes sense to you particularly. All right. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of Sweetie Kiwi. We are about to wrap up today's conversation here. I want to quickly give a shout out to Lucas in Hobart, beautiful city of Hobart, in Australia. Ashton Hopkins in Hobart, Australia, and Patrick Hopkins in Hobart, Australia. Lucas, Ashton, and Patrick, thank you so much. All right, folks, I want to quickly recap today's conversation. So here are the 10 clever ways to get a job when you have no experience. Number 1, emphasize soft skills. Sell your work ethic. Make a strong link. Show you are a quick learner. Prove your value during the interview. Sell your philanthropic and volunteering experience. Number 7, network professionally. Number 8, meet industry luminaries. Number 9, show you are a great communicator. And number 10, propose a probationary period or a 3 or 6 months internship plan. All right. Now, let me quickly, this is the recap. Now, before I let you go, here is today's call to action. We always try to invite our listeners and readers and viewers to take some actions after each show. All right. Here's today's call to action. When you go to an interview, or if you're planning to seek a job for which you have no experience, get specific. Time is very precious when looking for a new job, right? So don't settle. Remain specific when it comes to the job, to where you want to work. Be persistent. Don't quit. Remember the cover letter. Very, very important. You want to always draft a job-specific resume. I'm not asking you here to lie on your resume. I'm just saying, trying to adapt your resume to the specific job you are seeking, right? We've talked about all the 10 ways. There are ways you can write a resume honestly, but by looking at by actually emphasizing, right, some skills that you want to highlight, right, and keep it simple, right, and dress for the job, dress for what you want. It's very important, folks. All right, here is our pro tip for today. The pro tip is very simple. There are 5 key ways to demonstrate in your interview that you, among the rest of the group, are the right one to hire, even if you have no experience. Number 1, be a referral. Number 2, let the interviewer know you get it. You understand the job. You understand the company. You understand the vision. You understand the department. Number 3, you want to have an impressive elevator pitch, right? You want to have this 1 or 2 minute pitch that you can just say confidently and honestly. You want to speak in testimonials, right? So you just, again, remember the whole thing about not just saying things, but showing it, right? You want to speak in testimonials. You want to be able to refer your interviewer to other sources who can confirm what you just said. Very important. And number 5, erase the interviewer's doubts. If you have no experience, you have to work on providing a good answer to the question. Well, you have great skills, but you don't have the experience. You got to have a rebuttal to that particular statement. So erase the interviewer's doubts. All right? Thank you, and be marvelous. I'll see you next time.